Hi guys, and welcome to the channel and welcome to another video. This one's obviously going to be another update on the USACC group build. We haven't touched it since the last video, but we're just going to see what else we can get done. I mean, this is where we left it off. We got the defenders rolled, canted so to speak, and got the front balance in, did a bit of work on the hood. But we've really got to start trying to get some extra details in the front of this. There's a lot more to go to make this look like the car we're trying to recreate. So, you know, I might use this other bit of the template. We obviously used half the template for the front end to support the lower valance. We're probably going to do a bit more of a reinforcement under there and tie in that rear valance a little bit more once we got the shape we needed on the front. But yeah, I might use that extra template as the other half just to build up this front end a little bit. Obviously it's not all going to be blanked off, but there is some quite intricate work to be done in this lower area down here where the under the headlamp buckets. I'm going to see if we can work that in. Don't know yet. I'm just gonna see what takes me where and what I have to do to get this looking a little bit better, or not a little bit better, but you know, just a little bit further on into the projects. Without further ado, we're just gonna crack on, and we'll see you in the next clip. Right, so before I go any further, I thought I'd just stop and do a quick clip just to explain what I'm doing here. Pretty much told you in the last clip what we were going to do. I did end up using that other half of the template. I've glued that straight to the front edge of the body. Kept the contour with the lower valance, so it does bow out the way it should do, really. I've also wanted to gap the front of the hood, start building that all up. I've just taped all this in place for now, just to hold it there, and then we'll start getting the shape right. We'll start laying the bar down with whatever we're going to use. Still don't know at this point what I'm going to use. But yeah, we'll start laying the bar down to get the shape of that canted front end, and then once we're happy with it, we can start cutting out all the centre bit, which I don't need really. But the reason I'm doing this is because I am going to try and work the little intricate headlamp supports into this as well. So I thought I might as well just get it all done. Just lay a full sheet across, and you know, we can go from there. But as it stands, the hood is now attached to the body. You know, like I say, we'll continue to work that, and then we can cut the hood free again. But I'm not finishing it off completely. I'm leaving myself a little bit of material on top, just because, you know, I don't know what other sanding we might do, and I don't want to really ruin any body lines or anything. So yeah, so I thought I'd just stop, show you that, and then we'll just crack on, see what the next hour or so brings. We'll see you in a second. Right, well, about another hour and a half has passed or so, and we've got the front end, the grill work, the grill bar sort of works in now. I will admit this has been an absolute nightmare getting the angles right. I did use like sprue with corners already in it, just to get one curve in at least. But even the curves on the plastic tree were a little bit, they needed tightening up, but at least it gave me a head start. So yeah, we cut two corners off some sprue, and and it took a couple of attempts, to be quite honest with you. You know, I cut two of these. Well, I've cut two of these halves before, and again, please stay to the end of the video, because I put pictures at the end, which probably explains this a lot better than I can do actually trying to explain it. But yeah, I mean, we got it all in the end anyway. So, but yeah, it was a nightmare. It took me 2 attempts. Even on the second attempt, I picked up one of the wrong halves, glued that on. Something just wasn't looking right on the front end when I was looking at it after it was done. The way I'd done it, I taped them together so when I was doing all the bends, so they should have matched perfectly. But you know, when I put this half in and got it all glued in, then it wasn't looking right, and I discovered I'd just picked up the wrong half, and that was why. I mean, it wasn't massively off, but you could notice a couple of little differences in the bends. But yeah, we got that in. And I think what made it difficult was that it has a peak. You know, it's not just a flat panel. It would have been a lot easier if we were just putting a flat panel all the way across there. I think that's even how I did when I started the last project on the AMC one. You know, I think that's what I did with that. I didn't accommodate for the peak or anything. So again, another good reason why, you know, we stopped working on that one years ago. But yeah, I mean, we got it all in. We got the hood extended. I've just got a bit of sort of super glue and plastic shaving dust in there just to give it a bit of extra strength. And that old template's it did work really well because it gave me a base for the sides to sit on, and it's already filled the voids in from the rear, which we would have had we just stuck this down the best we can to the valance and little bits of the front edge of the fender. But I think the next step is now we'll cut the hood free, clear out all the sheet styrene we won't need. I'll have to, like I said, on the actual car there's some intricate work which acts as the headlamp support, but we'll add them in at a different date. I don't think that'll be today, but yeah, we'll have to add it in at a different date because, you know, I was initially thinking, I don't know why, that this would help with that, but we just need to take all this out now. We'll deal with the intricate work on another day. But yeah, I think next step, we'll cut the body, we'll cut the hood from the body, and then we'll see how much more we can get done. I'm losing hours here. I probably had about 3 hours on it, so I've only got about another hour to spare on this. Most likely be dark by the time I finish, so lighting might be a bit poorer, but you know, we'll see what we can do, and then I'll just continue to work on it in a different video. So we'll see you in a second for the last clip. See you in a second. Right, guys. Well, I think I'm gonna pretty much call it a day today. You know, I've had 4 hours on this thing. I've not got as far as I wanted. But, you know, we have achieved something. I mean, you're probably looking at this and thinking, for God's sake, John, just get on with it now. It's, you know, I think this is the 5th video for the group build. I'm still on the body, and I think I'll still be on the body for at least the next couple of videos. But I'm just wanting to take my time on this thing and get it right. And, you know, I was hoping to get the valance working. There's quite a bit of valance working to do, but I can feel, like I say, I feel myself burning out a little bit, and you know, to get things right, I'd just rather start off when I've not had 4 hours already at the bench doing something which I didn't think would be so hard. Didn't think that it would be so hard, and it's just taken more time than I thought. But you know, we have, regardless of, you know, whether you think it's moved on a great deal, well, you know, we have got quite a bit done. You know, we got the basis of the hood extended. I mean, it's been extended quite a bit, as you can see. I mean, it's all roughed out underneath. I've laid a bit of plastic in there just to fill some of the gap, like, and we'll go in with a bit more super glue and more plastic shavings. So we're minimising the filler work on it when that eventually happens. I mean, I think it's a way off yet, but you know, the hood fits lovely. You know, and that's why I was saying in the other video that it was so important to get this hood lining up right, because it's absolutely crucial to the work we're doing on the front end. And you know, we're starting to see that extension as well. You know, compared to the stock body, like, you know, it's, you know, we're getting a bit of extra length on it, which it does help stretch out the body again, lighten the load a little bit. That's what I said, each little step lightens the load. But yeah, I mean, we've obviously cut all the rest of the sheet styrene out, which we didn't need, and you know, went in with a rotary tool and a bit of sandpaper just to finish it off in there, so it's kind of level for the next step. But in all fairness, you know, I'm really happy with that so far. You know, it's another little step forward in the right direction, and I mean, it just takes so long to get this looking right and symmetrical, and I think that's where I have spent the extra time. You know, looking at pictures, making sure the angles are right, looking at the fabrication. The original builder did. You know, it's, yeah, there's quite a few pictures on Customorama where, you know, they're building this, and you know, this looks like child's play actually compared to, I mean, the roof chop they did. You know, it's such a difficult roof chop on a 53 to 55 Ford, and they had to make a lot of pie sections in it, and I think yeah, I think that it was, well, it is a lot harder to do in real life, isn't it? It's me complaining about front end taking 4 hours. I'm sure it took them a lot more to do. But, and I know there's a lot of people who don't really understand the canted look, the 50s and 60s era customs, and you know, they don't really like it, and they think it's a weird look. But you know, it's you know, it was the main start to customs, that era. Had a lot of hot rods before then, you know, which started the whole thing off, I reckon. But you know, you're moving into the 50s and 60s, and these were your modern cars which were being customized. It's no different to like trends of today with you know, your tuner style customs and all the pro streets and everything else which followed, you know. But you know, hopefully somebody will appreciate it, and somebody will appreciate the extra work we're putting into this one to make it look right. And you know, by the end of it, there might be differences, but yeah, I mean, I've just always been a fan of the 60s customs. I don't build a lot of them nowadays, and you know, the last one I did, I'll quickly show you. I've showed it a million times before on the channel, but you know, and like I say, I know people won't be too keen on this kind of look, but you know, for me, it was the best looking 53 to 50. I mean, I think the proper car was a 53 Ford, so we're slightly bending the rules using a 55. But for me, it was the most perfect design you could do on this truck. I don't think I've seen another where everything looks so right, even though the modifications were quite extensive. You know, it all looked like it meant to be, kind of things. And then, like I say, this was the other one I was build. This was I think the last model I built before I stopped building, or the last model I started before I stopped building, and this is a replica of Francis Cutler's 59 Chevy. And the reason I'm bringing it on for this is, you know, it's just another example of this was my idea of the most perfect 59 Chevy you could do. Subtle changes, or subtle looking changes, but quite major modification, and it just looks so right. I mean, you know, we got pretty far on this one. You know, they stacked the tail lights on this, and did all the trim work. My friend Mike, and Mike, I will finish this one. I know you keep saying it every time I show it. But you see, and I did think I would get on it this year, but again, another project that hasn't quite made it this year, unfortunately. We're going to be full on into the USACC now. You know, I think we could all do with an extra month at the end of it, to be quite honest, with it finishing just after Christmas. But you know, that's the time scale, and we've got to work with it. But yeah, I mean, I was just showing this because, like I said, for me, out of the 60s customs, it was the ones which, you know, just had the subtle looking changes, which, you know, really did it for me, to be quite. I mean, I know you can't call that really subtle, but yeah, I mean, it's that was the most perfect 59 to me, and I will get it finished. You know, all the bodywork's done. We've rolled all the front of the hood on this one, and you know, it is a bit dusty because this one literally sits next to the bench. We've got a clear coat it still, like, but I was going to foil it first. But yeah, we've extended all the front headlamps on that and what have you. But so, I mean, that's one to look forward to for me. It'll be a bit weird because I'll be starting a project halfway through, but it's an important one to me. Like, you know, again, friends from the community helped with that one, with bits and pieces where I needed it for the extra side trims, because we've shortened the side trim, and we'd put the front fender trim on the rear, like the real can, and filled everything else, got lines really nice and sharp. But yeah, anyway, that it's not a video about that, but to be quite honest, might as well fill it with something. So you've seen 150s custom or 60s custom now, you know, you've seen another bit. Yeah, I mean, and the other reason I'm doing this video today, like I said earlier on, is that it's going to probably be end of week again before I get any time on this. I've got 70 auctions, yeah, finishing tonight on eBay. Don't usually do auctions, but you know, I've started building up on small scale stuff and vintage sort of pre-40s classic cars and all. And I had a big pile of it, and I just wanted to get rid of it all in once. I'll be really busy packing and stuff in my spare time this week, trying to get everything out for the weekend, and loads of other stuff. I've got to hopefully pick up the car, which is, you know, it's a fair distance from me home, like, so I've got a lot on, unfortunately, but we will get back on it. And like I said, this I am going to be pretty much building this for the rest of the year. You know what, we're in beginning of November soon, so we've only got 2 months, and I have got another little side plan for it, and it's all time dependent, but you know, we just want to get this thing finished, and I think we'll take, you know, nearly the full 2 months to do that, especially at this rate. So, but I think once the body's done, I'm hoping everything else comes together. There's still a bit of work with the bed, but not as drastic. And yeah, not saying it's not as important, but you know, I think the body was always going to be the major part of this project, just like the last year's project. You know, the body on that that satellite was the main thing, and then it was just building the rest of the kit round it. So again, really thank you ever so much for sticking around. You know, it's really appreciate everybody who supports the channel and everybody who's dropped us a sub lately, everybody who's been with us from the start, the OGs, so to speak, of the channel, and offered such great support over the last 10 months or so, however long we've been doing this. But yeah, so again, apologies if I don't have many. I don't even know if I'll have time for a filler video in midweek. I will do my best, but you know, we'll just have to see how it goes, really. So yeah, again, thanks to everybody. Whatever you're doing this week, I really do hope that, you know, you have a good one. And hopefully we'll see you at the weekend, if not before. You know, if I do get something out, then, you know, fair dues. But if not, then, you know, that's unfortunately just life. But I'll be looking forward to getting back to this anyway. So till the next time, enjoy the rest of your week, like I've said a million times, and we will see you in the next video. Okay, see you, bye.